Okay, so normally this would be the or ideally rather, this would be like the next part of the Make an NR 2003 track from nothing, part of that video series. But we're doing something a little different, and I'll get to why I'm not doing it for that track that I was doing for that in just a second. But what we're doing right now is we're gonna be going into CamEdit, right? This is how you make this is cameras for NR03. So I have CamEdit in my tracks folder. It comes with like a couple of other files. I'll try to put a link for it in the I'll put a link for it in the description if you don't have it already. It's not going to be there right when I'm recording this, but I'll put it there, when after the fact. So the CamEdit window is going to look like this. And I want to point out that there's a couple of quirks with this program and a couple of limitations. One of those limitations being that you cannot add or remove spectator cameras and have them work properly. Now, yeah, you might say that's a pretty big limitation, but there is a workaround to this. And if you remember, when I was working on the Make NR 2003 track from nothing, I said you're going to get the Nurburgring camera file. This guy right here. I'm going to just paste this into here because I'm going to be using this to work off of. And I'm going to back up what came with this track. So, so I'm going to be using the Nurburgring camera file as a base, and I'm going to open it because the amount of spectator cameras it has, don't need to see that, there's 50 of them. I have never once needed to have 50 camera angles on a track before. I think the most that I've ever had on one track for one specific camera, I think it was maybe approaching 15 or 16. But that's just one thing to kind of keep in mind. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to start with the spectator camera, and then I'm going to make everything else as I need it. And then I'll make spectator first, then I'll remove/delete everything else. Now the track I'm going to be doing this on is Burns Drive, which is available on Stunod. So I'm off to a great start. Is Burns Drive, which is a fictional track from Stunod Racing that I was given the green light to do this for, because the track it has a camera file, but it wasn't really made for it. So I may resize one of these display captures here in OBS so that this is a bit more readable. As you can tell, I have my shit together. Okay. So go through all of our important stuff, right? So I'm under spectator camera 1 from the Nurburgring camera file as the base. Distance from start finish line is going to mean much the same thing that it does when doing geometry edits. This is distance from center line. Takeover distance is how many meters back it's the camera's going to pick up. Elevation is obviously how far off the ground, and the definition of ground here isn't the same as it is with it's not like the height. It's not relative to the height map. It's relative to where the ground where this is. So when I say related to the height map, it's not related to the absolute height. So if it's at 0, it's if elevation is 0, then it's going to be directly on the ground no matter what elevation the terrain is. I'll get into the pit lane cameras a bit later because those are a little different. And you have starting zoom, zoom, and ending zoom. And again, with the spectator cameras, because those are a bit more, the things you can edit with those are a tiny bit more limited. Like these are all grayed out. These do have an effect on like how much something zooms in, I think, because you know, those to make a difference. And obviously turning cameras and fixed cameras. Now I'm going to put this out here right now because I know there are people who think it's a good idea to use have on one of their TV cameras to use a static camera angle. These people are wrong. Carte blanche, they're wrong. I personally would not waste a TV camera angle on, or even one of the spectator camera angles on just a fixed view. That's what the pit lane 1 and 2 cameras are for. And, you know, those pit lane 1 I think should always be a vanity shot. But also, just as a way to go through my general process, is I tend to like, for TV1 and TV2, generally speaking, I like to put one TV camera on one side of the track and the other on the other side of the track. Mostly, not always, because sometimes with some corners that can be, you know, a little gnarly. With the track that we're working with today, I can't really see any cases where that might be an issue. But you know, that has happened. Like Gravis City Zone 7, I was doing cameras for that. That was, I did have some cases of that. So, okay, so I'm going to start with the spectator camera. We're going to eventually check these out in NR. Okay, let's get going. Okay, so you can move camera files from one track to another, and they will work, even if, you know, the camera's, you know, too big, air quotes. You may also notice we are going to be using Sandbox for this, because that's what you don't need to actually edit anything, and that's the great thing about doing cameras. You don't need to, like, be able to edit anything because you don't need to, and that's not really what you're there for. You're only using Sandbox to judge where these cameras are actually going to be. And I just realized that this view is not adequate. Let me have to zoom out a tiny bit. Now I may have to move. As you can tell, we're running a very tight ship here. I was trying to get that to not. Okay, hopefully that'll be good enough for this display that we're doing. Sorry, I've been like a tiny bit blocked up, not really, but just something like itching my nose this morning. I can, but it's not, it's nothing too bad. So, just warning in advance. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna be looking at for the that's my phone in the background. I don't know if the microphone picked it up, but anyway, we're going to be doing the first camera. So distance from start finish line. Those of you who haven't seen this before, distance start finish line. Now you look at those sets of red numbers in the bottom right corner. I understand, you know, their red numbers are going to be a little hard to see, but you're going to look at the first pair again. 21.32 is where my mouse is, and 0.13. So I'm going to move this over here. So if I do 21.5, right, then the camera is going to be over here. Then the camera will be, if I do 21 and 5, then I'm essentially saying, okay, this camera is going to be right. Then I'm essentially saying the camera is going to be about, right about here. And elevation 174 is 174 meters. So that is way, 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 way off the ground. So now you may notice I'm bringing up, the camera. Actually, I'm going to make this a bit bigger. Or this view a bit. So you can see, or at least try to see everything I'm doing. And I know I have Photoshop open in the background because I was modifying the icon for my Discord server a little earlier. So spectator camera 1, so 25. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to estimate about where that would be. Keep in mind, I'm not actually going to put the first camera. Actually, no, 21.5 might not be too far off. So you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to find a decent reference point, and okay, just as an aside, I think some of the texture mapping in this track could probably use a little slight improvement, but it's the reason why I picked this track to do cameras for is because this already has a lot of objects placed on it, and we're going to encounter some of the problems that we wouldn't encounter if we just did it off the track that I've been doing for the Making an Art Track from Nothing series. So right about here is probably fine. Now, some people like to have the spectator cameras be in the stands, and I understand that. I do. That isn't what I prefer to do, because lining those up is a pain in the ass sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. And I also prefer to use them as TV cameras, like as a third TV camera, and that's gonna be how I approach this. So if you want to actually make like a third or make the spectator camera actually in the stands, go for it. For like a short track, that's a way more understandable, because obviously you don't need as many different views, and having one from the stands is gonna be more to your advantage anyway. So I think for TV1, I'm gonna the TV1 spectator camera, I'm gonna try to count forward a bit from these. Try to put it maybe somewhere around here, so we have a decent view of the start line. Although there is some wisdom in saying, just put it on the start line itself, put it right at 0. So that you get kind of a view of cars coming through and going by. But I also noticed the start-finish line on this track is not, it doesn't split this straight in half. So if we moved it a little bit further down, we'd actually get a sense of that. See, and that's just a track design decision. I don't really have an opinion on that one way or the other. I think it's fine for what it is. Obviously things of this track that I think could be a little different are number of pit stalls it has, because this track holds I think 32, but for what it was designed for, that's fine, which is to be more of like an Australian supercars track. I don't mean to sound like I'm being negative on this track. I really like it. That's why I picked it. So about maybe 30 we're going to be doing like 31 and then positive 18. Okay, so elevation is a little tricky. So what we're gonna want to do for that is, I think I'm just gonna, that'll be about roughly right there. All right, so also my neck is like stiff right now, and like part of my back is a little stiff because I slept on it really goofy, and it's been bothering me all morning. And so if you hear me doing stretches or whatever, in the chair, getting up a little bit, I apologize if that bothers you. So so that's gonna be the fourth red one down from the start finish line. Fourth red, stripe on top of right here. So as far as elevation is concerned, we're gonna want to do it. I don't really know or care how high that is off the ground. Well, I do care, but I was gonna put it up higher than that anyway. I'm gonna put it about 3 meters off the ground. Now, takeover distance. That's where that is. How far back we want this camera to pick up. The total length of the track is 30.68, 3,068 meters, or 3068.99, so 3,000 and nice, and almost nice, rather. So now what I'm doing is I'm looking for a space right about where I'd want this thing to pick up, which I'm gonna say might be about this second white stripe right here. Maybe a little bit earlier than that, because that'll happen. Now, to the takeover distance for the last camera is usually going to be the when doing the spectator camera. Now, because of what I mentioned earlier about not being able to add spectator cameras with CamEdit because of how wacky it is, the last takeover distance is going to be while we're working on it, it's going to be a little bit iffy, and I'll explain why in a bit. And also, go away, I don't care. No, you take your fucking garbage ass ads off my fucking stream, whatever. I don't even care what that was. I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna, you know, I may have to spread democracy to it. Who knows? So that white stripe right there is at $29.94. Calculator. Yeah, that's something we're gonna be going to a lot, I think. 30, 69. 29.94. Okay, that's 75 plus where we're at is 31 plus 31. So basically what I'm doing is just finding how far back that actually is. Okay, 106. I could probably do maybe 125 probably might be good enough. I know it's 106, but 125 is it might be good enough. Again, we're going to be adjusting some of these takeover distances and stuff as we go. So, okay, so we have our, I'm going to raise this up to 4, because 4 meters off the ground is a little bit higher than you think. It is, you know, both a little bit higher than you think it is, and, you know, not as high as you think it is. But generally speaking, 3.5. But generally speaking, though, the closer to the ground, the better, because that's how you get a better sensation of speed. If you have cameras that are way too high off the ground, you kind of lose that, and that's a problem. But also, if you have cameras that are too close to the ground, NR does that weird thing where, like, you'll be able to see through, like, walls and stuff, and you really don't want to be doing that. It makes things look silly. A starting zoom. This, I don't know what units these are in, and with the spectator camera, sometimes you have to kind of fudge it a little bit, which is exactly what I'm going to do here. Gonna set the zoom here to 0.1. Now, if you set it to, now, you're never going to want to, you're rarely are you going to want to have it set to higher than 0.1. There are times where you want to do this, especially with, like, how much some of the cameras, the spectator cams actually zoom in. Because remember, like, the rate at which you do that is limited because of the spectator camera. You do not have that same limitation with the TV cameras. Just wanted to point that out. It's camera 2, so we know our first guy's here, so he's probably going to be able to see to about, maybe about to here-ish. Maybe a bit further. No, probably not further than that. We're going to want our because the spectator camera is where I'm going to try to have some of my vanity shots. Kind of just cause. I'm going to have, and, you know, as to whether or not, like, you know, some people might think, you know, you want, you know, your hyper realistic. Yeah, so Tiago says in the chat, love editors who do not say the scale of the numbers and like Arma 3, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. If not, please do correct me, because I don't object to being corrected on that. I take pronunciation fairly seriously. Yeah. But thankfully, though, some of the units actually are, you know, there is some expectation that you know what they are, what the units are. So I think I'm going to want this about... Okay, thank you. So we have about right here, because what we're going to want to see is we're going to want to see the cars leaving the pits and also coming down here. So probably the end of this little red... might be about that. This might be fine, because this is a braking zone, and you may want this one a bit higher off the ground. You may not. That's kind of a decision for when you're doing cameras for a track or redoing cameras for a track that you may choose to do. So we're gonna try for 447, 55. That's gonna be close enough. And, you know, so you can use decimal numbers here. You can have this be, you know, if you want to. But after a certain point, it's not really, you know, worth it. You know. Elevation, this probably, I'm going to make this one a bit higher, by maybe 7. That may be a bit too high, but I think that one might be okay. And the starting zoom, and ending zoom for this one, I'm gonna leave these alone because this is further away from the track. So this, because distance from center line here is gonna be about 55. Yeah, and granted, if a car is to spin off and hit it, this will do the thing where the camera will like look down a bit aggressively. So if you want to make it further back from that, like behind this wall, which actually might not be a bad idea to do here, we can put it at like 57 or 58. Now takeover distance. So we gotta find the so we can have it pick up right when they leave, right when they exit the pit lane, which would be 207. Yeah, 207 is fine because that's the math gets easier. Just 240. And since these are in meter, and I'm pretty sure elevation's in meters also. These are all in meters. That makes it really useful. Granted, some of these zoom numbers may be off when we actually test it in game, but you know that's fine. Most working CamEdit is honestly trial and error, but it's not, you know, too bad. So after we have a shot over there, just getting everyone like leaving the pits and going on their way over here. Having one right in here might be a bit too early. Like right like here might be a bit unnecessary. We might put one here for TV1 or TV2, don't get me wrong. But now here's your ad boards, and usually oh actually, what we could do for this spectator camera, and I just noticed this, is because of where it is in relation to this, we can have this same camera be good for this for that turn and over there. However, when it zooms out, it can get a bit it can get a little might be a bit weird. I mean, we could try that, and I think we might. The only thing is that for this turn over here, it might not be the best. Even though for here, having a camera that like works for both here and here in like in the exact same location works because you know, you get your ad signings in there. You may notice in some of my tracks, I don't always get the ad boards in there, and that's mostly because no one's paying me to do it. Obviously, a air quote realistic person would not realistic camera angles would not be doing that, but you know, I'm not, so I may try. This might be a better shot of them coming down if I move this over here, because then it could also get that corner over there, but actually, alternatively, what are the other options here? The other options would be to move this camera back to about here and then have another one down there. I should probably use the bows for this. Have one. What I was thinking would be maybe move the camera place just a bit further down, and then have another one to cover this corner, but also having one camera about like maybe here that could cover this, and this is appealing. It's just that it wouldn't be so great over here, and especially since so when it says ending zoom, that basically means after it passes where the camera is located. So that with the ending zoom the way it is, it would be a little weird over there. It would be a little bit weird over there, and coming through here, you could have like kind of like a slam zoom, which some people like. I do not, and from what I've seen, like a lot of iRacing cameras, I don't play iRacing. I'm just saying, just from what like I've seen, they're a bit too much with the slam zooms. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I find them to be a little disorienting. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna, you know, say I'm cheaping out on this or what have you. Actually, if I'm gonna put it the vanity shots and spectator camera, I think we'll go for it. We're gonna have one camera cover all of that, because I can just have the other two TV cameras just make up the difference. That one was We moved ahead at 447. Now, this will also help me demonstrate something where you can have a camera be, kind of go like kind of out of bounds a little bit. Gonna move that to 450. Where's 457 at? Okay, right there. That's gonna be a slightly different angle, but not too much. And this might need to be a tick higher for this to work. And I'm gonna have the ending zoom there be 0.17, just to account for this and this. However, I am acknowledging that could be a fool's errand, and it could just be more hassle than it's worth. Oh wait, right. The other thing I was gonna do. So the thing with the distance from center line. So we have if we have like going across the center line in the negative direction here, you may notice that after here it's 113, we go into, like nowhere, like space. You can still put a camera out here. How much for one board? Yeah. You can still put a camera way out here and it'll work. I've done that on a few tracks. Rainbow Road and Big Blue, all their cameras are essentially floating in space. Like most of the cameras in Big Blue and Rainbow Road are essentially floating above nothing. So you can still do that, and I'm gonna probably do something like that here. Even though this is not quite that, but it's close enough to that. 75. But I am fully acknowledging this could be a mistake, and we may have to redo this. So we have camera 1, start finish line, camera 2 here. That's a bit of a distance, and normally I wouldn't do that, but because I had the opportunity to cover all of this and I'm taking it, that's why I did it. And we'll obviously do TV1 a little differently. So if we have all of that covered, we're gonna try to get them going through this fast corner, but it's on what side of the track? That's up for discussion a bit, because remember, we have spectator, TV1, and TV2 that we're working with. That's a texture mapping error, so as if you're watching this, or when you watch this, because I know you expressed interest, yeah, this is a thing to fix. And I noticed when I was driving around the track, there was one of the tree lines in the background. I think it's over there somewhere. I think you might be able to see it. That has a similar UV mapping issue. I'll probably point that out when we get to it. So now it's where in this turn do we want the camera to put our next camera, because it's whether or not we want on the left side or the right side, and we will probably end up putting multiple on either side of the track anyway. And it's easy to say, well, you could do a camera way far down here to cover this whole straight, and that's tempting. Yeah, actually, that is a good idea. Although I could do that for one of the TV cameras, because I think that's about when I'd be, running out of gas. Can you tell who the person's doing that pretty much has ADHD? I never would have guessed. So we're gonna put it on top of this bank here, I think, and we're gonna have it go down into. I might have it a bit. Yeah, I think actually we're gonna have this a bit earlier. Yeah, right here. This sounds good. So across the lane from this guy, so we have a reference about where to put it, like right there, minus 50, 11, 15. Elevation, I think since this one's not gonna be high off the ground and there's no fence here, I'm just gonna I'm gonna leave this one at 3.5. And where is to pick it up? From this guy, I'll be zooming out. Like, it's still gonna be like probably zoomed in a lot when it gets to here, but yeah, I'm having a bit of brain fade at the minute. 150, I think. Yeah. 60. I'm gonna leave these numbers alone because those look fine. Camera 4, because this one's right. No, yeah, we had to take over. Okay, so when you have two cameras that look like they're out of order, Don't yeah, and also yeah, you have to have your cameras in order. I do. Otherwise, because they're all read in sequentially by the game. So we go over to um, our next camera, which we're gonna have because we had this camera like about and where this fast corner is. You might think, okay, we might have one here, but I want to point out this isn't really that. These aren't that far apart from each other. They look further apart than they really are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it maybe right about... Actually, I'm really thankful for this little grass bank right here, and that gives me an idea for what to do with a lot of future tracks I end up making. Because I haven't done that, and maybe I should. I should be in the future, maybe not. You know, maybe something like here. Or even... no, over here I'll save something else. I'll save that for something else. Yeah, right about over here, because that one will catch them going catch the cars going past and under braking a little bit, and then we'll have this yeah, right to the end of this red soft wall, and then I'll catch them going up into the so we got right here, thereabouts. That is hard to read. I apologize. That's 1470, -40. Elevation, I'm going to put this one at 4. And where this one's going to pick up, we're going to want to have it pick up maybe, oh, nice round number, 13. 1300. I like a lot of earlier pickup points, and granted, we're gonna probably some of these we're probably gonna move because again these are all pretty close. And again, these cameras are also not very high off the ground. And the reason I put it there is because we have this like left right, and you know, having I tend to not like want to have. Yeah, here's where one of the UV mapping issues is. And I'm not gonna get into it like how to fix that like right now, but that's something that like is a quick fix on this track. Like I tend to not like have cameras see the back of the car very much, and we could do like a wide shot of like the cars going like through here, from about here or so. Especially since we'd have a large opportunity to see the rear ends, which is kind of something that if you've seen my tracks before, I tend to not do very much. You don't normally like see the cars moving away from the camera very often. But also, if you want to have it so that if this is supposed to be like a crane camera, you'd obviously want them to be behind, all of the barriers. However, if you make if this is supposed to be like a drone camera, which having seen those in I think the Russian circuit racing series, I kind of fell in love with that immediately. You can basically kind of put them wherever, especially since those guys really knew where they were going. And unlike like the fly-by-wire drone camera that like NASCAR's used, they were more free roaming. And it was they got some really good shots with them because they were great operators. Unfortunately, like you can't have moving cameras. You can have moving cameras in NR, but that's also called you using free cam, which Melon, thank you for making. So right here, so we have the last one here. We can see them going left, and then because they'll be a little bit harder to see once they hit about here. So you may want to move this back a tiny bit, even though it is very tempting to have something that's like right, here. Actually, this might not be so bad. If you're gonna have like a wide shot, this might actually be one of the better places to do it. But same, especially since if you're watching it through this, and you see an accident back there, you at least see the smoke signals. That's the one thing about this track that works to its benefit. And the reason why I'm not putting one on the other side of the camera is because it's a right-hand turn and there's a tree line directly behind it. Or not directly, but pretty close behind it. It's not going to be... Or maybe this might be okay. Or... This might be something to say for one of the TV cameras, but it might be something like here, especially since that would be a little close to the other one. I'm gonna go for over here, or thereabouts. I don't know what this about lines up with, or yeah, okay, that first umbrella. First umbrella is about here. I'm just eyeballing it, if that isn't clear. 1831 or 1830. It doesn't. If we're gonna have this one be in front of the tire wall, not behind it, because I have a feeling that most incidents that would happen here wouldn't be. Actually, no, they might go right into about where that is. So, or close. If they went towards it, they might. But yeah, what I'm trying to avoid is having the camera look directly down. If that's because those usually look a little bit weird, like a little silly. But you know, if you're using a drone, if it's like a drone camera, obviously, you know, that's gonna happen. 1830. I'm gonna actually bump this one up a tiny bit. This one's gonna be 8. Takeover distance. I'm gonna have that be just a little bit short of. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have that just be 200. That's a nice round number that everyone that, and those are easier. Those can be, you know, a little bit friendlier, I guess, because, you know, we use decimal numbers. 50, 54, sure. These zoom values are gonna be, now I'm not gonna have these zoomed in too much. Oh, 18, that seems a bit much. And then the ending zoom. Yeah, so this might be, you know, your shot to, you know, have a lot. But at the same time, you are seeing a lot of the back ends of the cars, so. But that saves us enough. You would be seeing the back ends of the cars a lot, but then again, we have the next corner, which. This camera placement is going to be, I think, a little bit more. Where I'm going to put this might be a bit more on the straightforward side. See, the thing with having these goddamn billboards in the way is because you have to place the camera sometimes in a very specific spot that, you know, you may not, you know, our almighty, you know, lords of capital here are going to be, you know, mad because, you know, we'd have to knock down or move over one of their billboards so, you know, we can see what people are actually here to see. In case you notice, I'm not the biggest fan of ad placements on tracks, even though like some of the ones that I've made are, you know, a little bit goofy, or, you know, they have their own character to them. I genuinely like kind of dislike actually making some of them, unless they're like the weird, like libertarian propaganda shitty, but those are only for the Gravis City tracks. Those I actually did have fun making because those are satire. See Cancer Wind, if you the Cancer Wind one, which I genuinely think was is pretty funny. Okay, so I'm gonna try to put this one right here between these two, this Audi sign and this other sign, and we're gonna have it looking back this way, and because this one was at 1830, actually I could move this one back a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna actually do that. 1790. No. 55. And then I'm gonna, by doing that, I'd move that to about 155. And the reason that you have to put a minus sign here is if it was positive, then the camera would be taking over after the car had already passed it, which obviously not, is obviously a dumb idea. So these signs have okay, yeah, so they're real. Okay, so I am in the right spot. And the reason why I'm in geometry edit and not anything else is kind of to help with this. 2116 minus 42. This one is gonna have to be a bit more precisely placed. Elevation, I'm gonna put this one at 5. I thought it was gonna be precisely placed, may not be. So 100 or 200 from back from that is gonna be about here, thereabouts, about midway from where that tree shadow starts. I'm now curious how tall these are. I'm gonna find out, because I want this to, that might help me out here figure out what kind of view I'm actually gonna get. Sine BS2, okay. Open up 3D CamEdit, or rather I'm gonna open this up, 3D CamEdit, Sine BS2. Oh, this goes below the ground a bit. Oh, you son of a. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm looking for how 4. Okay, this is fine. And yeah, this is part of the reason why I said, that's another part of the reason why I said I wanted to do it on a track that already exists, my CamEdit demo, because we're working around things that already exist. We're working around objects, things like that. 200 back would be about there. I may just put this 200, call it a day. Starting zoom. Oh, 5 might be enough. Yeah. And again, if some of these values are not the best, you know, we can always come back and fix them. That's the thing is this, when it zooms out, they're going to be going down through here, and up to another. Now, if we want a speed shot, we can have it. If you want a speed shot after that, or if we want just like another long shot for spectator, it kind of it can kind of depend. I like the idea of having a speed shot through here, and then having a cam, and having the final camera be possibly under this, and watching them go by. However, and watching them go by through to the start finish straight. However, that may not be the most elegant thing in the world, because having done the tunnel cameras on Gravity Zone 7, those were really annoying. And I mean really annoying, because that was, because it's a really confined space, and especially if anyone were to hit the end of that inside of the tunnel, it would, like, the camera would get a little bit nuts. So yeah, if I did do a kind of a speed shot, and then have it, well, I might still do something under that bridge, but it might be like right here, and then maybe here. Yeah, I think that would work. And then we'd have to add. It'd have to be about here or so, but there could be arguments that's unnecessary, or that because we have this camera back here, unless this one should be further up and further back so that it could see all of the pit lane. Mole cam on the S curve. No, like the like I know what you're talking about, like the Gopher cameras that were at IMS for a while, and then that NASCAR tried and stuck this stupid cartoon Gopher to that everyone hated and made fun of, which I kind of endorse making fun of Digger because giving that a name was just dumb. Made a whole fucking cartoon around a goddamn camera angle. I mean, all the other option is maybe like right here. Yeah, but those trucks are in the way, but this is still maybe a little bit cleaner. And then if for this guy that we put first, we may raise that up so that can see them coming a bit further back. Yeah, actually, that might be the best idea. Even though, again, we're dealing with the spectator camera. It's just that this makes the end of the lap a bit less hairy. And yeah, someone might spear off and hit this barrier right here, make the camera go wild, but we'll hopefully try to address that with one of the other shots. And plus, then all the fucking capital weirdos can see their stuff on the bridge. Again, you want me to be less hostile to your shitty energy drink or whatever, pay me. So our speed shot in here, like that's not too far away, but and it's whether or not I still am kind of dead set on it being on the left side, although it could be just as easily on the right side. But we've had enough cameras over there, I think. $24.35. 24.30. Yeah. That distance is gonna be 33. Yeah, because it won't be on the it won't be like right on the wall. This one's gonna be more above it. Or elevate. Wait, shit! I did that in the wrong field. Elevation. No, do not make elevation 33. God, do not do that. That would be possibly bad. It'll pick up at picking up at 200 to pick up right here. That should be okay. And we have to move this one further down to. Ooh, actually, because. Actually, we can move this one maybe a bit further down. Oh, no, wait. No, I'm where I thought I was. Never mind. I thought... Sorry, my brain for a second thought it was at 2330. Show you... Kind of day this has been. So since it's lower to the ground, we're going to want to have a lower starting zoom. So this one might be a bit slam zoomy, but hopefully it won't be too bad. Which again, when I mean like I don't like slam zooms, there's taking it too far. And when it's too far, you'll know what I mean when you see it. I like something a tiny bit more gradual. So for our last one, only 8. Wow, we're making... I don't know what kind of time we're making, but probably not good time. 2800, 18. This one's also gonna be really low to the ground on the. How tall are these? 0.8. Okay, these aren't even a meter off the ground. This one might have to be about 2.8. So 2 meters above that. Is that the height of the fence? To check. Meter. Okay, so that is 3 is almost the height of the fence. Yeah, actually, that might be okay. $18.5. Starting zoom will be... Now, this is one of those times where, like, when the car gets closer, we're going to be zooming out a little bit. just because just because of the you know, the proximity that the cars are gonna be the closest the car's gonna be to the camera is gonna be when they're like obviously like close to it, but I mean like it's closer to, it'll be like so close that it might be too much otherwise. Now pickup distance 250 would be 250 is right over there, and that's being blocked by those or is it? Actually, I think this is gonna be fine. I might do 240 or 245 just to be safe, but I think that 250 for that one might be okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rename this file to that, and you notice we still have a lot of trailing cameras after this. Don't worry about that all that much. So, before we do that, I want to, before we go and look at our handiwork, actually, yeah, let's just open NR up and look at it. Okay. Yeah, in case you're noticing, I've been running Master Cup in Minnesota a lot lately. Like I've been running test rate, like I've been testing for that and trying to get that working. The issues I've had with that, I think I found them and I fixed them, and they were the dumbest thing in the world, and I'm mad about it. I'm gonna be angry online, and so I'm probably going to record the actual race, like probably not long after this stream. So you can see this is one of the new cars that'll be debuting for that. But we're gonna be looking at the 4. This is gonna be our that's our second camera, which might be zoomed in a little bit much. Now this is the one that I was a little bit curious about, see if this would be a good idea or not. I might want to zoom the, trailing zoom out a bit for that. This one's okay. And maybe move that down a bit more, or make the pickup point for the. Actually, I don't know. The pickup point for this one might need to be a little bit earlier. Could maybe say the same about this one too. These are all ones that that I just placed down. We just placed down, should say. Yeah, you may notice at the bottom of the screen right here, when he goes by, you may notice, like it might be a little hard to see, but you see this like brown stripe going across the bottom, and it's flickering a little bit. We're doing like a little tiny bit of like Z fighting as the NR camera. There's floating houses in the background. Okay. So you see like on the bottom there's that like brown stripe with like a little bit of Z fighting going on, and it's a bit worse right here. That's when like the camera is like going like it's going through the ground essentially. Not like the camera's like actually like in the ground, but oh whoops, I screwed this up. I put it at 250. I meant to do it at 150 because I how to math. So like where this should have probably picked up is like right here. So, and you notice a little bit of Z fighting like kind of issues there too. And oh yeah, that needs to be zoomed out more. So we got a lot of things that are zoomed in a little bit too much, but that's okay. We can go fix that, and those are fixable issues. I would note that that's okay. So I'm gonna just minimize NR. Yeah, Dorothy going to Oz again. Yeah, with the flying house. Holy Christ. I'm gonna leave NR running just so that I can quickly switch back to it.
Yeah. May not be the best idea, but you know, let's make some better time here. Um, okay, so camera one is our one close to the start finish line. I'm gonna I'm gonna bump these numbers down a bit. These are gonna be 5, 8, and 5. This one's gonna be 5, 1, and then I'm having problems deciding 7. This one's fine, but I'm gonna move the pickup point back by 20 meters. That might be a bit much. We'll see. 175. 170, good enough. This was our guy down, or no, wait. Yeah, our guy down here. I'm gonna bump this one up a tiny bit, and then I'm gonna make the takeover distance in this 1.8 or 180. Uh, 1755. This is gonna be our guy over here. Gonna make this one a bit higher off the ground. Move the pickup distance back and 0.5, 0.7, 0.5. Yeah, this one's probably fine. I'd have to look at that one again. Just gonna make that, and I'm gonna bump this one off the ground by just a tick. Actually, I might make this one a little bit on the slam zoomy side. This guy, remember that is 145, not 245. And I'm going to move it a tiny bit closer to the center line. We'll get to the pit lane one in a bit. Yeah, this camera in the front, the first camera I might have be off the ground. Yeah, looking at the various liveries for the round of Minnesota for TM Master Cup here. Yeah, I want to point out that if you have the stock Pappy AI file for NR, whoops, I need to fix that. I realized that I had the zoomed in like display. If you have the stock Pappy AI INI, the AI are going to be a lot more well behaved than they are with mine, because I messed with mine a lot to improve the racing, particularly on road courses with like heavy amounts of braking. And this problem right here that I'm seeing right here might be that's going to be partially unavoidable, but at the same time, part of that is also because we have all the excess cameras on there. Since all the excess cameras are still existing, this camera is still going to not show its pickup distance. That's just that is kind of a problem that you have to work around. Honestly, that second shot can probably pick up a little earlier than it does. And part of the reason why they're also like missing the turn a little bit is I have brake wear turned on, and that does have an impact. I could probably make this pick up a tick earlier also if I wanted to, which I think I will do. This one's fine. Let's get a look at that last turn again. Yeah, honestly, 150 was... I could probably do 150 with this one, and it'd be okay. And I might be able to I might bump this one up to like 3. Because you know they're not exactly flying by here, and maybe change the position slightly. Just gonna bring this up a little bit, and obviously having NR up won't change these in real time. Just want to point that out. There's another one. I think it was this guy. This one probably could zoom in on the car a little bit more, honestly. So I think I'm gonna... Whoops. And this is at where the ambulance is. Yeah, 14. Okay, NR is probably going to crash. And it did. Okay, I expected that, and that's fine. And there was one more. I think I wanted to move the pickup point for slightly. Oh yeah, this guy. This is the second one. Probably make that 260. Which might mean I have to move the pickup point for this guy back to 150, and then raise this one. I'm gonna raise this one up to 5, just so that you can get a little bit better visibility through the pits. And I think this might be okay. But before we go and check those again, I know that there's not gonna need to be. There's not gonna be actually. Yeah, this should be okay. Hold on. Okay, I was making sure in my didn't need to go replace a battery in these headphones because these are noise canceling. Yours truly is on the autism spectrum, and noise canceling headphones are one of the best inventions ever. So I'm gonna just do a save as, and then just back up what I had done before. Replace that. Okay, so the pit lane cameras. Okay, so all throughout while I was doing the oh, that felt good. Oh, all while I was doing the make an NR track from nothing. I mentioned we have 2 different sets of numbers, or red numbers when I hold the mouse over a piece of track geometry. The second set of numbers is now going to be the one we're looking at. No. Yeah, actually, I'm going to do that. Okay, see the second set right there at the bottom right corner. This is where these come into effect. It's for this. It's for the pit. It's for like your static pit lane cameras. And for those, you have X, Y, Z. These are absolutes.
Meaning if the track geometry goes over where that is, these aren't going to just like hug the surface like the regular cameras do, or like, you know, be placed directly over, like, you know, like 13 meters, like 8 meters, whatever, above the track surface at that particular point. No, these are absolutes. So if Z is 1, then whatever's at elevation 1, like 1 meter off the ground or whatever, you know, that's where it's going to be. It doesn't matter what's there. Now, pit lane 1 and pit lane 2, generally speaking, I like to have be just straight up vanity shots. But now, if you're gonna do a wall camera, like or a gopher camera, anything of the sort, these are what you do. These are what I would pick, where I would choose to do that. Is to do it with one of these. Pit lane 1. Now, most people say, "Oh, you put it at the end of the pit lane," and honestly, on this track, with the way it's made, that might be the best place to put it. Is right here, and also. And since you know, destination is Stolia, this is a fictional trackside in a fictional country. Now, if there is a flag for it, and if there is, I don't know where it is. I haven't really been looking that hard around for like custom objects and the like. I imagine there are some that I'm like, other than like, you know, just ads and stuff. I haven't really been looking that hard. So what I would do is I'd put that's got speed hauler. Yeah, it is. Boo. Boo. Anyways. I'm gonna put this right about here, and so we get our vanity shot in for the track. Maybe not put it that high off the ground, but it would be if the idea is that we get to capture, you know, this, right? So the other things we have to worry about for these are X and Z positions, which that is there anything I can use as a reference for this? So after the asphalt bit right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So about the beginning of the fourth, red bit right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So about right here. Oh, that's white on. That's white right there. So I can actually, so it's readable. Hurrah! Now with these, you do get like a little bit more precise with decimal numbers. I'm gonna just do 60 might be perfect. 63.3. 60 for X. Is that negative or positive? Crap. Okay, so yeah, negative would be down there. Now, if this is gonna be on top of that, I don't know how tall this is, but I know it's not 1. Let's find out how tall this is. SF Gran is the object. I'm gonna be opening it up in 3D CamEdit to find out how big it is. Is this thing on? Really? Seriously? It's 10 tall? That doesn't look right. That don't look right. That does not look right. I'm manipulating one of the points of this because I'm okay, 7, okay. Oh, now almost 6, okay. Learn how to read these, moron. Moron, of course, directed at me. Not the wonderful people who are going to be watching this. So this is going to be about, I'm going to put this at 8. Now direction. All right. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't actually know exactly what determines what direction 0 is, because I never commit it to memory, and I always have to, you know, kind of figure it out after the fact. I think it has something to do with the track north angle, or like the or the what crap? Where is this at? But it shows like sky rotation. Oh, lighting options. I think it's related to sky rotation. But again, I don't remember. So this is all going to be trial and error, but that's fine because the difference and the finding like exactly where you want it, this pointing is a little bit. It's not going to be that difficult, or it shouldn't be too difficult. I'm going to just put 0 for this, and I'll figure it out later. Angle of vision, 1 is going to be fine. You actually 1 is your standard. 2 is going to be like a huge wide angle lens, and that can make things wacky. Inclination up, down. This is just, is it going to be tilted up or down? If it's a negative number, it's going to be tilted up. If it's 0, it's pointed straight. And if it's a positive number, it's pointed down. Inclination left, right does the same thing. If you wanted to know what I did to make the upside down camera at the interdimensional rift, I set up down to -1, and that'll turn the camera upside down. So that's, I just wanted to put that in. I wanted to include that, add that in. And that was mostly to test, see if it would work. And it did. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I made a track called the Interdimensional Rift, and the Pit Lane 2 camera is upside down. Actually, I'm going to probably want this to be about 9 or 10. Let's do 9. And then point, I don't know what units these are in. But obviously 1 is, I think +1 is like completely pointed, is also would be upside down. Or something like that. So I'm going to just do point 15. So the second one. Do we want to do a gopher shot, or do we want to do a gopher camera or another vanity angle? Or a wall shot, or like something on a wall. Here's our... This is like start finish line would be a good place to put that. To put like a Pit Lane 2 shot. Because you can give some good looks of the finish, but I'm not sure. Like, the utility might be a tiny bit questionable. Just trying to think other places you could put it. Gopher shots are certainly out of the question. Are certainly not out of the question. So we could do one of those. It's just a matter of where would you put one if you were to have one. Because I have done one before. I did it at the Cape Cod edit that I did. Crap. That might be the best place to put it, but I'm a little iffy on that. This is not, I don't know, it's not a fast enough corner, I feel, to justify it. This leads into another kind of slowish turn, or like a medium speed turn. So I don't know. There's really nowhere I can think of that's really screaming out to me to put a Pit Lane 2 camera here. Usually the standard way, we just like, oh, put Pit Lane 2 at pit entry. Oh, actually, that's like not a terrible idea, but it's usually from above. The other thing could be like right under here, because I think since it's a static camera, could be hanging off the bridge or something. Kind of like the camera that we were just doing, but only, actually hanging off the bridge. And see cars going into the pit lane. And see that questionable tree UV mapping. That's an easy fix, and I'm just poking at. I'm just kind of poking at it, but. I'm kind of feeling the one behind the start finish, the one right behind the start finish line where the flagger is. I'm at a bit of a loss right now as to where to put this. I am kind of feeling this, but I also like the start finish line one. To have our like fly by camera, like our drive by camera. I'm gonna go with start finish line. Yeah. I mean, especially in the off chance there's like a, you can get like if you're like running an offline league or something, you can get a good shot of the flagger here too. Whoops. Okay, so for reference, where am I? There's the concrete stripe, or there's a stripe for the start finish, or there's like a little. Okay, so you have one. Okay, we're not quite at this second black. Why are these there? Whatever. We're in between that crease and that, and oh yeah, and that other crease back there. Okay, good reference for where we are. And it's not this one, it's this one. So we're about right here, I think. Negative 159.18. Did I get these backwards? I don't think I did. Oh, no, I'm pretty sure I didn't. Well, we'll find out. 136.80. 159.18. Crap. Yeah, 130. Positive 137.27. Z position. How tall is this wall? Height 1.2. Okay. Oh crap! I think for that tire wall earlier, I read the thickness instead of the height. Well, oops. Whoever was, well, if you probably caught it already, but so Z position, since that's 1 meter tall, we're about, I'm gonna say maybe 2, but angle of vision. Okay, so angle of vision here is not gonna is probably gonna be about 0.8 just to avoid some of the other problems. Inclination is gonna be 0. Left right is tilt left right. Not actually like swiveling the camera left and right. That's what direction's for. Like if you want to have the camera on like a Dutch angle or something. Like Ken Burn, or no, not Ken Burn shit, but okay. So now we're gonna go in and check a couple things. That's pointed the wrong way. That's close. Okay, so that is pointed towards well, the wrong direction. This one's clearly in the right spot because, you know, you can see that there's an Estolia. Or is it Estolia or Estola? I don't remember. Alright, so I'm going to check the other things. Why do I have TV1 selected? I know better. we weren't touching TV1 yet. Also, I wanted to see the pickup point for the final camera. Or the first one, rather. Well, the final one and the first one. Yeah, one could definitely be earlier. Yeah. Okay. Now 2 wouldn't be that. If that one was facing that way, that was 0. 1's facing that way, 2 is gonna be facing more this way, okay? Again, I do not remember how those are like these are like determined, so this one's probably gonna be 3 maybe. Okay, another thing also is like the greater the number, the less the precision is. The less it's gonna actually move. So this one might need to be 1.8 for direction. And yeah, negative numbers do work for that, but oh yeah, 3 is pretty close. And 1.8 is pretty close also. But I could probably make the angle of vision wider. And you probably heard my wheel there. 2.25 maybe. And then what the hell am I doing? The wrong thing, clearly. This might be able to be 0.9. Or just 1. Especially since as like a static camera, it's not like I don't think it's bound like the same limitations as far as like going through the track, but I think it is. So this is what I was going for. You can see, it's pretty close. For our pit lane 1, you know, when you load the track, this is your kind of what you see first, and then your pit lane 2. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have this one probably leaning down a little bit. So when I say straight ahead, you know, when I said straight ahead, that's usually like it does mean straight ahead, even if, you know, maybe you didn't mean that. No, not 0.5, 0.15. 2.2. Yeah, it should be fine. And nope, not going there yet. TV cam 1, we can have this pick up like probably 75, honestly. We could have this one pick up way earlier than it does. Burns Drive is a very fun little road course, says F1 fan, and I do agree. So I know there's like this like little sponsor signage thing right after here, and we can get that in the shot as well. I think we're gonna do that. Also apologize for that. You're probably gonna be hearing that a lot. 2.11. Nope. Damn it. I wanted to get the destination Estolia thing in the shot. So I might have to just do that by making the, like, I probably just have to make the the angle of vision a bit wider, which I didn't really want to do for a camera this close to the ground, but because like you get fisheye stuff, and that's not really what I was trying to go for. But I could also alternatively just move it. That's gonna be a bit more effective, I think. Which that's at 50, 59.18. 58.7, 36.12, 58.7, 36.12, 36.12. This will probably be significantly different than what was there before, just a heads up. Well, it'll look like it anyway. That's better. I wanted the flagman in there too, but... okay. So if I want to do that, it would have to be maybe a bit further back. So this is where we have a problem of approach. Or problem with my approach, rather. Yeah, something like that. Because I was trying to get, like, originally that. That did not really work. Because this is, the angle of vision here is a lot higher. If I do 2, this is going to be wacky as hell. And, or it might be anyway, I don't know. We have to see cars go by it. Are you going to give this track any further edits? Not today, no. Oh no, actually 2 is, yeah, this is alright. This is a bit closer to what I was going for. But I want to see some cars go by it first. I want to see a field of cars go by it. I want to see if this has the fisheye thing I was worried about. Bruh. Whoops. Okay, so that didn't quite work. Okay, so someone's doing something dumb and causing drama, whatever. Just go back to practice. Watch it there. Yeah, I could cut the angle of vision down. .5 maybe. There we go. Now I just gotta tilt it down a bit more. Ow. Oh, I just... yeah, rolled my, rolled like part of my knee onto like part of my chair because I was sitting in it weird. Oh, that did not feel good. 2. 0.22. As far as like further edits I would do to this track, yeah, they'd be mostly minor. Mostly minor shit, so. Other than like the pit lane size, which is something that the creator of this track already knows that is something they already know that I want to do. But I also mentioned that I would do it myself. So, okay. So now we've gone the whole way around the track with TV1 and TV2, or spectator camera, pit lane 1 and pit lane 2. Now let's do the easy stuff. TV cameras. So when I do TV cameras, I generally like to have one be on one side of the track and the other on the other side of the track. With the spectator camera obviously being my kind of free reign camera. Now we could put this one behind like the stand or behind the pits and have like a look at the stands and cars going by, or have it in the middle here, which is fine. I don't see like an issue with that. Other than you get to see that texture like kind of thing crop up, but you will have like the camera like swinging a bit suddenly if it comes by here, unless it's really low to the ground. And if it's really low to the ground, you have some other, it'll be like working, like doing the cameras in the tunnel, but you do get a nice shot of the flagman with the cars going past it. So I think that's what I'm going to do for TV1. Is kind of, we get like our start finish line, not like our photo finish camera a little bit. I'm going to put this one at like 2. And then elevation 3. Distance from center line, negative 13.7. Takeover distance is not going to be very high. Actually, no, this is going to be way higher. This is going to be higher than 3. This is going to be about 4. Takeover distance, 80. And 90 might be okay. 04. Yeah, this might be a good one to do kind of more of a slam zoomy type look to it. Especially since they're gonna be this camera, that shot's not gonna be in existence for very long. Now here, I'm gonna probably want to do, well, depending on what we do with TV2, because if I do TV2 with a shot here, it wouldn't make sense for the next one to be right here. But with this setup, I could do that. With the first camera being right here. Right here seems a little silly to put a camera here. I don't know why, it just feels weird to do that, so I'm gonna put one over here. I am not putting them in realistic places because I don't care. However, if you'd like to change these so that they are in, more, air quotes, realistic places, that is your prerogative. Actually, no, but doing that in that spot would not make sense because they would be coming at that pretty quick. So actually maybe right over here would be, well, might not be so bad to put it right. Oh, yeah, here's our like hole, like kind of like our, what like the glitch spots you'd hit or whatever was what some people used to call them, and then you go exploding into the air and stuff. So putting a camera like directly like over these isn't the worst idea in the world, because it's not gonna be looking down at them like hardly ever. Right here, 380. I'm having a good day with that. 386, I think, was something. Well, yeah, and also you could have it. It also depends on like where you want the camera to zoom in on the car the most. I'm gonna try to do it about right here. 405, negative 38. And elevation, 5 should be okay. Okay, that is not a fixed camera. It's a turning camera. Those values are for fixed cameras, and we don't have the same limitations with spectator cameras that we with TV cameras that we do with the spectator ones. So when that shot comes out of view, it's going to be maybe ideally about like right here, 173, 175. My maths is, I'm not going to rely on them much longer because I'm just kind of a dingus today. 230. That's good enough. Are these zoom values good though? No. No, I don't think so. Yeah, 0.5, 0.1. No, do not do 0.5, 0.05. And now we're gonna do a camera for a corner that I neglected previously, which is right over here. When I mean neglected, I mean it didn't have one specifically for it. Now, this is one of those chances, those opportunities where when you see like a spot like this, I'm not going to put a camera on top. That probably should have like a track surface decal of like the grass placed on top of it to avoid it looking too weird. If you're doing those, that's just my personal opinion. And if you know, can be freely discarded. So if we have a camera here, we have a camera here, then we can see, then they're coming, you know, the car's coming, you know, more directly at the camera, and you get like a side view at low speed. To put one right here, and you get a similar kind of effect, but it's pretty close to the previous one, so I'm going to put it on the exit over here. And even still, because of the way that this is profiled, you know, you can still see them like approaching that this turn. So turn 1, 2, 3. Okay, per my count. 693. Nah, minus 33. We'll put this one at 4. Takeover distance. Yeah, 160 is okay. Good enough. 05, 01, 05. That should be okay. Now I've had all of them on, you know, most of them on, you know, the one side of the track, or at least 2 of them, and 1 on the other. So we're gonna switch this up, and move it back over here. So for the fast corner, over here we had. Oh yeah, here's where this is gonna get a little tricky. Is because there's this fucking sign here. Which is because we had we have a spectator camera looking at this turn from about over here. I'm gonna put a camera shot over here. This is gonna be another semi-speed shot, so we may have another another slam zoom, and just that texture. Come on, I know I do that too. I'm not one. I'm speaking from a place of, you know, I've made this mistake too. In fact, there's one of my tracks that I've released that I've noticed a year and a half or so after I released it has that problem. So, you know, has one that has a segment, has like a little space like that, and I need to fix it. So, which one it is? If you're asking which one it is, the answer is don't worry about it. You're not gonna know, and it'll annoy me if you know that. I'm gonna do 2. I'm gonna do 2.5 on this one because I'm gonna get a little aggro with it. 22. Hold on, my neck is stiff real quick. Sorry. 22 and. Okay, so our starting zoom for this one's not going to be very high. This is going to be 0.0. This is going to be 0.2, 1, and then 0.02 for after it. You may already have been. You may have already. Anybody might have been. Oh, as for whether or not I'm going to give this track any further edits, not on this stream, no. So as for where, yes, I do spectators TV3. That's kind of something I'm notorious for, quasi-notorious, among other things. Spectator cameras, you have to make them a certain way, and that's why I did them first. It's most because of a CamEdit limitation, but you know, you can still put them like as actual, you know, cameras in spectator viewing areas. It's just more of a pain in the ass. So I use the spectator camera more for my like vanity shots. Usually, not always. Okay, so it's 1,000. 775, 225. Now going over here. As you may notice, I'm kind of breaking from my my semi trying to put cameras from one TV, like TV one on one side, TV two on the other, because this track is an exception to some of the tracks I've worked on. Because most of the tracks that I've made or worked on, like they don't have many like flat areas on the inside, which is honestly making my life here pretty easy. Like cameras like Provo or something like that were a little bit more annoying just because of how much crap there was like really close to the racing line. This track doesn't really have that problem, and that makes things easier. I could put this one right here. I could put it later, but that's where the other spectator camera is. Or alternatively, I could put it right over here. Have it go through there. I think either way, it's just gonna depend. I think either way. Well, I know for whichever one it's over here, the other TV camera, it'll be over here. It's just which is which. I think I'll just put this one. I'll put this one right here. I think, just because of where the previous shot was. And again, if I don't like it, I can reverse it, because not terribly, this is not very spooky. Spooky, scary skeletons. $13.60. 35. I'm gonna put this one at 4. Where is that gonna pick up? The one at 1,000 will be zooming out probably right about here anyway. So, 240, 220, 230, 220. Some of these numbers, again, I guarantee you I guarantee you some of these numbers are going to be adjusted a fair bit after we're done here. 5. So we had this one over here. We had the spectator one like over here-ish. And this one's right. This one, they're about like not quite in the same place, but kind of. I do feel like, maybe obligated to put something over here, but that's kind of dumb. Basically, if I infer this right, you just had camera locations based on how they improve a possible race highlight video's quality. Why would I ever do that? It's not like that's what I've made a ton of or anything of the sort. But yeah, kinda. But also just to get so that you get generally speaking, just like better angles of everything, and you can see like as much of the much of what's going on track from as many good angles as possible. Actually, right here might be. This is the thing with like some like inside of like some right hand turns or even left hand turns like this. You just have some of the same issues show up. Sometimes it can be a little bit hard to find a good spot. Unless you get real close to like the wall. But even still, it can look a little weird. Sorry if this camera's zooming in and out an awful lot. I'm trying to find a spot where I'm comfortable putting this. This is where the spectator one was, though, even though it'd be a good one for this, too. I mean, I could essentially put it in the same spot. I did that at Gothenburg, essentially. So, or one camera that I repeated on 2 different slots because it was going uphill and there was no other better places to put it because there's so many trees in the way. I'm gonna put this one right here, even though this might get gnarly. Yeah, this is tricky. Yeah, I am gonna put this one over here. How's my buddy? Hello, Tad. Minnesota's going fine. I actually found I found the source of most of the issues. I had like 2 grip values assigned backwards. Like I had one assigned to one and the other assigned to another. And that actually like fixed most of the issues I had. And I have erased like a cut of it that I could probably record. I might do it after the stream is over. Nothing we've already answered, but what settings you change? You want a still camera? No, Kenny, you don't want a still camera. The answer is you don't. If you think you do, that's what Pit Lane 2 is for. And you can, when you rewatch this, refer to that. And I know you may think you want it, but they're a bad idea. Do not waste a TV camera slot on them. That's what Pit Lane 1 and Pit Lane 2 are for. I will die on that hill. It's a waste. Okay, maybe I won't die on that hill, but like it's still dumb. There is no good still camera on a TV shot that couldn't just be put on a Pit Lane 1 or Pit Lane 2 angle. Even if you think you want both sides of a tunnel, no, those get old. Those will get old fast. How you doing, Tad? Minus 22. Elevation. I'm gonna put this one 4.5. Takeover for this one's not gonna be very far away though. Is the only 100 is probably fine. I'll do 110 just to be safe. 05, 1, 08. And because we have this one so close here, we can have this next one be probably right over here because eventually we're gonna have to have one camera going into this corner on the other side of the track anyway, so we might as well do it with this one. And that point in the wall, no, is not going to be where we're going to want it. Maybe right here. Another UV map to fix. Yeah, right about. Yeah, right here. Yeah. Right about the point of the crest of that wall or point of that wall. 21, 25, 18. That's good enough for me. Elevation 5. 150 might be good, but it could go a bit further back because that's not gonna be very far away. So 2100 maybe. Yeah, 2100 for that, and then that distance from center line be 25. Oh yeah. I might actually, yeah, I might take you up on that at some point. One thing that interests me about this track is the sheer amount of space between the inside wall and the track, which thing? Yeah, actually, Kenny, not really. This actually makes life a little easier. It's more like getting the everything precisely right, because the thing that's annoying is doing it around like objects like tunnels and shit. That's the stuff that's really annoying. Here it's actually pretty easy because you have so much room to work in. The thing you run into the problem with the most is the kind of, you have so many options that it gets kind of like it gets almost overwhelming a bit. Like so many good, like potentially good options, and also the profile of the turns here is pretty straightforward. So, I mean, it's an Australian type track, so you know they're gonna have that. That's, you know, that's fine. But you know, you're very like this isn't bad. This is an Australian track that isn't Bathurst, so you're not seeing a no corkscrews or ear rouges here or Canada corners, but or anything of the sort. So it does make some things a little easier. So I'm looking for 250 or 220, 246. 2100 though. That seems a bit. No. No. We're having this boy hang out. Dot 18. Yeah. I mean, there's a chance that something will come right through the camera. Someone will spin right through there, but you know, I think the odds of that are pretty low. Of course, now that I say that, that's going to be a bug that's going to show, or like an issue with the AI that's going to show up in this track in later versions. Just watch. Well, yeah, I think that was the point. That was the stated objective of this track. You go like read the like description for it, and because I did the spectator camera like pretty much over here, looking at this, and there's no shots in this corner really. We're gonna have TV1 go. We were on the left side of the track previous turn. Switch it up, go to the right. Yeah. Yeah, because we're gonna have another one that might have them. That might be a pit lane angle, or like a entering the pits angle. $26.28, $45.95. That's 46. 5. That's actually gonna be a bit of a longer shot, so I might do this one a bit higher, and I might do this one 7.5. And that one is gonna pick up. This one's gonna pick up a little bit. This one's gonna pick up way earlier than the other ones. This one will pick up at 400, which again, this is the long shot here. 7. And I'm mentioning this again because this is further away than you think it is. You know, 400 meters, half a kilometer. It's gonna pick up right here. Gonna do 360 actually, or 370. And we're gonna have one more to go, I think, because it's gonna cover, you know, it's gonna hit this and this, but we still have this area in here that we need to have taken care of. You could say, okay, we'll put something on top of the, like that little area, or even over here. But I'm gonna save something over here for TV2, because TV2's first camera is gonna be over here. Yeah, sure. I might get back to you on that. No, because what all this camera needs to do is just cover like this right here. And I already put something here, so for spectator. I could repeat, but that'd be, again, a little silly. At least I think it would be silly. So I might just do... Crap, now the more I think about it, having a spectator camera over here is not very smart. And that probably should be over here. because it would cover the same space and it'd give the first camera time to pick. I might just invert those. Like, yeah, I'm starting to think I should. Because you have the speed shot running down here, and then this camera picks it up at here. But if I do it with that, then it can pick up right there, and then end it about here, where the first cameras could probably reasonably be expected to pick it up. So I'm gonna okay. I'm just gonna copy the stuff from. Yeah, that would be all the way for around. Actually, that wouldn't be great either. But even still, like, that would have to be like right here. Oh, that's not. Well, at least the camera. There's like you have more chance like camera safety or whatever. And when you mean safety, I mean if it's a drone camera, I'd say who cares? It's a robot. But you're not getting like a Oops. Distance from center line. 13, 14, 13. Is that 13.8? Let's move this over here. Okay, so what I'm kind of thinking is it would essentially look through like that and then get them going by. But if it's a bit more off the ground, the bridge gets in the way and you wouldn't really see anyone really entering the pits. This might be alright if I do it right here. Tiny bit down, because these are 4 tall. Something like that would be okay, I think. $28.36. Because it only needs to go to like here, so I can kind of afford to be a little weird with this one. Uh, 16, 05 or 035. And as for where this one would pick up, it would be this one doesn't need to have a long pickup distance, so when did Master Cup Series switch from the 90s cars to the Pinty's cars? That would be kind of like a gradual evolution, but essentially in that time frame, though. I picked the Pinty's cars because I really like them, and the ASA 90 cars have like this. The ASA cars have like the same, and the Pinty's cars, they don't look out of, like, no matter what track you put them on, they don't look out of place, and that was the that's why I picked them in the ASA 90 cars, and I did. And that was kind of the reason for that decision. But yeah, it was essentially between 15 and 18. It would be like a gradual change. It wouldn't have been like now like rules change, like heavy rules change. No, it would have been like a gradual evolution to that. Like I do kind of like parody NASCAR sometimes, but this isn't like a package changed. No, like the fact that my problem with NASCAR is that the term package is a thing. 2042, 2842 maybe. Yeah. So that would just need to be to. trying to eyeball in this like little tiny viewfinder here. Trying to eyeball like what the like how many of these like little red things on the rumble strip, how many I can see before it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 11. Okay, so about 130. That is cutting it close. Spectator, I'm going to move this guy over to about here-ish. Or, you know, maybe like right about here. No. Have to be back here. 2718 or 2720. Um 47. Honestly, that pickup point's probably fine. All these other numbers are probably okay, honestly. Except they might change them. I'm going to change that. Back up that. CamEdit doesn't really have the same like other issues that Sandbox does. Like as far as like crashing and stuff. It does explode, but you know, not as often. I see the text just came up. Just give me a second. Okay, so yeah, Ted, I'm not gonna like put like just because this is gonna go live and I'm not gonna unhide that because I don't want people like anyone else who sees this to like see your email address. But if you know how to, if you can like reach me on my Discord, yeah, we can like hash that out later. Which my Discord is CYNON number 0073. So which like yeah, so if I see like a name, if you just like say who you are, I'll know who you. I won't like delete it then. Because like I tend to just if there's like a Discord message I get that I'm not expecting, and it's not from someone I already know, I tend to delete them. Like it's more of a I don't have time for this thing. Yeah, right. Like granted that rarely happens, but I usually like don't want it to happen. Of course, if it's someone I am expecting, or if they say you know who they are, then in like the first couple messages, like okay, I know who you are. Okay. We're making. How much time are we making? Oh, we're making awful time, but that's perfect. I wouldn't have it any other way. Gonna fire up the game again. And Ted, you're gonna see some Minnesota cars in a second, because that's what what we've been running with. We've been primarily showing these off with. Okay. Where are we now? Oh, this one is basically in the ground. Okay, that camera, this one is, I'm gonna stop right here, open this up, this is bad. 3, or was it 2.5, I think? 3. I'm gonna put 0.001 for that. And actually, those pickup points weren't, those pickup zooms weren't the worst. That should probably be, yeah, having that be like 0.02 or 03 is fine. This one could probably have a pickup point be a little bit earlier, just so that the that other angle doesn't have to zoom out going behind the trees too much. So far, it's looking okay. Whoa, what the? Oh, that's an 0.7. Whoops. That's a big oopsie. Yeah, that's happens when something zooms in too much. Alright, now I'm just gonna back this up. Oh yeah, this isn't too bad. Oh, I can see it's like kind of freaking out a little bit about the height. And then I can just have camera 1 pick up at 210. Oh wait, yeah, the camera that I was worried about the most. Davenport and MDC. Okay, and all we got left is TV tube, and hopefully this will not, that will not take as much time as the other ones did. Just want to get one last look at the that made the trying to get that little like brown stripe at the bottom to go away. But I'm gonna have to just raise this camera up off the ground, I think. 3.2. Now we have one blowed up. There we go. That's not so bad. Actually, that first one the pickup point could be earlier also. Pickup point. Oh yeah, TV2. Yeah, duh, we haven't done that one yet. Okay. Nope. Okay, I'll check it later. Cam 9. Yeah, 3. Let's do 3.25 just as a just in case deal. And now we're going to just save this again. Oh wait, no, I didn't need to do that one with this. Fuck. That was on this guy. I was gonna do 55.8 and then 118 there. Just I might make this that bit more zoomed out. Okay, TV2 time. Okay, so I said we're gonna have the first TV camera be like right here. That's gonna be right over here because we've already hit 2 pretty close to our finish line. Now we're gonna have 1 kind of near pit exit. Just for like our, you know, not expecting the race to end camera. 220 or yeah, 220 30 230 26. Elevations. This one's gonna be 6. 250 will be before the start finish line. This is gonna probably see 7. Now these are 7 tall as I established earlier. So I bumped this up to about maybe. Actually, this is probably one of the ones that we can get away with making a really high shot. This one would probably be about 9, and the pickup could be about. The pickup could probably be 300, and we can get away with that. Nope, that is not a fixed camera. That's a turning camera. Because we had camera 1 back there, camera 2. Well, we had one over here before. We have 1 over here, and we could have one like right here. It would be a bit weird given where the other camera is. Not be the strangest thing I've ever done with cameras, though. But also, I don't want to bring that like one like semi glitch spot or whatever into the frame. But I could also put it way over here, which is where we have like a look back at the or even right here and get both turns at once. That'd be a really high shot though. It's again not really great for the inside of a corner like that. Going from there to there though, that's a bit. From there to here is even a bit iffy, but right here maybe? No. Yeah, right there, and then I'd have another one further down, okay. About going the wrong way. About like right here. 534. Which I know this would annoy the piss out of all like the safety crews probably. Yeah, I do it at 530. I'm gonna do it at 532. 535.28. Elevation 4, takeover distance. Let's see, the first one's right here, and it's going to view them going down into the turn. Going to probably want to pick it up about, oh, this is going to be a long shot. Oh, this is going to be a big one. About 200-ish, yeah. I'm gonna make this one, like, even the end zoom is gonna be pretty, is gonna be, you know, not unnoticeable. So we had one over here, one over here. Now we're gonna have the TV2 be about where that tent is. Or right behind Estolia's finest. And by that I mean rescue crews and firemen. Now anyone who's you know, this is a 1312 endorsing channel. $9.44. Minus 23. Elevation 5. Or 4 I could do. We're gonna have another slam zoomy one. We're gonna speed shot. I don't know. I just feel like doing these more today. I usually, which is weird because some of my tracks that I make more often, I don't like have stuff like this. It's just not quite like this, but you know, there's not as many shots quite like that. And with the camera here, I can see that, so that would be leading in towards. I know like that and that are kind of the same camera. The one they put over here, they're kind of the same camera, but it's how they view the second the second turn that's different. Where do I want this to pick up? Yeah, 150 is fine. Oh, I'm just gonna do 950 for that then. And that gives me opportunity to put this camera right down in here, which is what I said earlier I was gonna do. Yeah, like right here. And realistically, there'd probably be a camera, you know, like more like right up here or whatever. More like right up here looking back, but I didn't do that with any of these cameras because I didn't feel like it, because I don't know. We only have 3 camera angles to use. There is like a TV3 like in NR's, and like you know, like kind of coded into NR, but it's not used. I don't think you can use it because you can't select it. But you know, if I did have a 4th TV camera or TV3, whoa, hello, I would I'd probably have put one like further up the track behind that one Jersey Bear or whatever that I was just behind. So we're gonna do one right here, right above or right near this tow truck. Should be good. 1356. Minus 71 or minus 72. Can do that. Good luck. Not really a good luck number for me personally, but you know, 73 is actually one of my semi good luck numbers. More like favorite numbers. Elevation 6.2. That's a bit arbitrary, but 5.5. Takeover. Damn it.
So we got this. My brain. I just had a brain fade for a second. Sorry. 950 is where the previous one is. So we're gonna have to have this one pick up at 12. Yeah, that might be good. 11. What do we think about 1175? 200 would be about here. Yeah, 200 is good. Making good time. Not quite as expected. Or no, we're 20 minutes. We're about halfway around the lap. Where would 1801 be out of curiosity? Right here. So we have one here. I don't remember where the other one was. The other one we had just up and about. Okay, so yeah, where was I at? Okay, yeah. Me getting a camera for this, like around this area. Which we could have this one be a bit more like on this straightaway here, like further down the straightaway than the other one was. But there's not really anything in between that. And maybe there should be. Or alternatively, maybe I could repeat a camera or be kind of a cheapskate and do what would essentially be a drone shot and be like around here. Because I know that would be too long for any like crane to realistically go. Too long of a distance for any crane to go, but might be the best solution. And again, like if as you're watching this, you could get like a drone object and stick it right here or something like that. Which would honestly be kind of cool. I should do that. I should make one. Of course, now I say that, I will forget. So we'll have it right about. There's gonna be again. There's gonna be a camera basically floating in the air, which means drone shot. But it's now for this next turn up here, though. Now I'm starting to think again. We had we have the spectator camera from over here, looking back here. One camera, then the TV one from over here, and I think this one TV 2 should probably be like right here for this corner. Which makes a camera right in the middle of this straightaway not feel like a good idea. Unless it is like quite literally a unless it is more of a unless it is like a drone camera, that would either be like right here, maybe like right here, maybe even. Yeah, I think that might actually be the best option. Like a drone shot that's kind of unlikely to be hit by anything. Yeah, right here. Yeah, this will be fine. 1668 or whatever.
Yeah, 1668. Or 1678. Uh, 1677, 55. I know there's a tire wall here, but this tire wall's way back. Like, this is way back. I know why it's back here, but holy hell. 4.87. That's just a random number. Takeover distance, about 125, 130. 145. Okay, let's try that. This is going to be a big zoom because of how far away that corner is. So because camera 6 is obviously going to be as you probably have noticed at this point in the stream, I do not plan much out in advance. I really don't. There's a couple things that I do, but I mostly don't plan things out. And I guarantee you, if you do plan things out a little bit in advance, you'll probably get through some of this a lot quicker. Some of the indecision, but you'll still probably have like your trial and error period. 2020 minus 22. Elevation 4. Do I want it on that side of the wall? No, there's gonna be a tree in the way. When in doubt, drone shot. Or at least, 4.5. This one probably should be about 5. Because that's a slight downhill anyway. 1830, 190. Here we go. 190, 0.06, 0.12. Christ. What's the matter with me today? And then 0.8. Next is going to be... So we had a speed shot on the left side. We just waited for that long corner at the end of the track anyway. So we could do another one that's, where you kind of see the grandstands from behind a little bit. But you also never see this. Like with these cameras I'm planning out, this is never in view of any camera angle. At least I don't think it is. May or may I don't know if the original intention for it was to, have it so that maybe one camera will see it, but I certainly didn't. I didn't do that. And oops. This shot down here, we could have. I like that, having this go into there. And also, just having it right in the center of this turn is The center of this turn is nice. So we could have a is that supposed to be a Euclidean wall? Or I think it looks like it was supposed to be, but it looks like it's arching outwards. Kind of another slam zoomy speed shot. Yeah, sure, what the hell, why not? Whoops. Huh. 2429. Huh. Well, I'll be. If that's like right about where I want it, that's actually not far off where I was gonna put this anyway. Wow, that's some shit right there, huh? 0.2, 0.16. Sure, we're gonna have this one really see if we can get like your speed slam zoom thing into effect. How should that pick up? And then have this be about. We have nothing on the inside of this this kind of final corner here. We don't really have anything like on the inside line, so we're gonna do that for our something like that. That could then be. And then we don't really have anything to like really pick it up to say. That's where the end of the lap is getting to be a little challenging here. So it's okay. I'm gonna just back up to here a bit. There's our first turn. This segment this part of the track feels like it's getting ignored a lot, but that's because this isn't really the most conducive to having the most unique camera angles in the world. This part of the track, anyway. So. And because you don't really get like the best look at like anyone that's entering the pits. Oh, I could have put this on here and covered this whole last part of it. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll just have I know that speed shot slam zoom is kind of cute, but there's could have it on like right, almost like on top of this grandstand. Pick it up and then like literally bring it home. Oh, I got an idea. Could just make that the camera in the final corner. I'm gonna just do 2045 elevation 8 because those are 7 tall, so 8.5 distance from center line 27. One 0.5. This is probably a very silly idea, but I kind of like the idea of having having the camera be able to catch all of that. Of course, alternatively, I could have it right here. But But there's part of me that wants to get this in the frame. This thing right here. That sign, that giant sign. But also... I could... but also get like a look at the pit entry. And also there's no like area that's really focusing on the last corner too much. Like not like a huge amount. Like most of like I think both the other ones like not really near. This would be the furthest down. But that's kind of for a reason here. I mean I could still have it, you know, pick up over there, but then there'd be nothing really for the last corner. Or the second, third to last corner, or whatever. Last couple of turns here. Of course, I could just have one over here and then have the other one up there, which is the maybe the most sane option, which I think I'm going to do just for the sake of it for now. And again, this is TV2. It is not a isn't that much there isn't that much of a need for me to get all of it right, the like all of that, you know, exact. So especially if this is like kind of, well, if it's close to the road, it will like, you know, Z fight through the ground. If it's right here, you know, it'll be interfering with that, so. I'm just gonna do this. Takeover distance. $350. 11. Let's try to see how this works. It probably won't, but we'll find out. I have a feeling that camera is going to suck, though, because again, some of this might have been fixed with actually planning where things are going to go, and I didn't do that, so. Okay. Okay, watching Hunt. That's the second camera. Going through. That zooms a bit far back. That should probably be further down the track anyway. Or either that or that one. This one should pick up earlier. That one should definitely pick up earlier. I think that was the one at 13.5. Yeah, that was one way out here. That should definitely pick up like 250. 255. And I feel like this one should be zoomed in. I feel like this one's not zoomed in enough. And this one could be more zoomed in beforehand. I'd say 0.11125 and then just not like 0.01 leaving. Yeah, that's fine. This looks okay too. That's a bit. Could be a bit higher off the ground. Whoa. Yeah, no, get rid of the slam zoom camera. Get rid of that one. That one's dumb. This. Okay, this isn't that much better, but that idea sounded a little better in my head. But it also could be because this one could be. That pickup point's fine. This one could be a little bit later. And the zooms could be a little bit further in. Whoops. And the zooms could be a little bit further in. I'm going to move this one further in. I know that one was already bumped it up, but I'm going to bump it up a bit more. Because I was trying to give the impression that they're going a little bit quicker than they really are. Up, Arto's, ripping Killington over there. At least the car is. Okay. Let's go to here, accelerate. Where the hell are we? Okay, over here. Davenport and Durban. Okay. I wanted to look back at this one a little bit. I don't remember which spectator camera this is, but it's not long after 9:30. Let's get really aggressive with this one. 17. Fuck it. May have to bump it up a tiny bit, but that. How are we looking through here? All right. Ignore the questionable lines that they're driving. Oh, I need to fix this pickup point. Oh, yeah, I do. That pickup point is way off. This should be like, what? Almost 700, because this is a ridiculously long shot. No, 600. Yeah, like 600. $590. I'm gonna just leave it at that, because this is a crazy person camera. This is a no one but an absolute loony like me would attempt that. Okay, now what I wanted to see is if it was zoomed out enough when they came by there. Okay, yeah, that's fine, because it's further off the ground. Back out. Now what I want to do is I'm going to move this one further back. I'm going to put that distance from center line at 30. I'm going to drop that down to 14. Whoever that is, I'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, that's the 2 car. Whoa! Spinning like their namesake does in sim racing, because I'm bad. There we go, we get our helmet shot. Okay, I like that. I like that.
I like camera 7 there. I like camera 7 a lot. So another thing I just want to point out, there is a way to change the helicopter camera. However, you're using a hex editor to do that, and I don't have any, I've done it for a couple, for the Minnesota track and for not for Gravis City, but for Xanarkand, but have not perfected the process, let's say, because it is, a mess. It's a little, it can get a little hairy and not as precise as you'd ideally like. Okay, so by the time I end this, which will be in a couple of minutes, because it looks like I got everything about where I want it. I'll upload the finished camera file to my media file along with the Nurburgring base camera file, and which I think I've done already for my own use, and I'll put them in the description for you to use as references along with CamEdit itself. That's assuming I don't forget, and I'll trim trim the intro as usual, and then I'll make this this like tutorial thing visible for everyone. But I've hit almost the exactly the 3-hour mark. Where I like what we've done here. This is a good track. I hope development continues on it, and I hope that we see more great tracks in this from this guy. It's this person, I should say. It's well, there's a lot of really neat stuff coming out for NR lately. It's not just it's not just this track. There's a lot of tracks from like some mid 90s, like 90s and 2000s racing games. Fictional tracks have been coming out a lot in Stonod by Kitsunami. Some of those are pretty damn good too. Not completely most of those aren't complete, but they're still worth checking out. And of course, they got some new things coming out as well. And I have it on good authority that some tracks that, some real tracks that nobody in their right mind would have ever thought would ever have gotten made for NR03 might actually be getting made. So, in my good authority, I mean, I've seen them. I'm not gonna spill the beans on what those are until the track creators actually let that slip. So with that being said, thank y'all for turning up, and hope it's been helpful for you to going through CamEdit. I admit it's a kind of a long procedure, but as you see, at least I think I like what I have here so far. and this has been great.